All right, guys, we are back. We're going to talk a lot of BS, I think, today because
Just everywhere. It's a plethora of doogie.
what the heck is going on in 2014, right? There's just craziness abounds. So I got my chips. That means it's ready to talk.
And I got my bro.
Yep.
Football time.
So let's talk about wife beaters and
White beaters.
etc.
Not the T-shirt, I
What?
would assume.
Why is this now a theme? Yeah, actually, on the lighter side, there's a great meme floating around saying, I got my new, it's a photo of a dude in a wife beater t-shirt, and he's like, hey, I got my Rice jersey.
Yeah. Growing up, my mom used to make fun of me. I used to wear wife beaters all the time. And she was like, "Can you not call it wife beater?" I was like, I mean, what's the other name? I say white tank top. It's not the same material. It's not the same product. It's something totally different.
Doesn't mean you approve of wife beating.
I don't. Yeah, it's just the name
called.
It was given.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Holocaust. I don't agree with the Holocaust, but I don't know what it means. It could mean something foul. I have no clue. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I would say it is everywhere. Ray Rice, Dwyer, Greg Hardy.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson beating up his child.
Yep.
Which is
this is just the stuff we know about, right?
Yeah, there's probably plenty of other things that we're unaware of. Just like the topic of gay players in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We honestly probably know like not even a full percentage.
Mm-hmm.
We got ideas. I mean, we have our Tom Brady's that obviously physically you can be like, I'm assuming. I can assume. You know, but I don't know why it happened all at once. I don't get that.
Right, it seems like this all of a sudden, 2014, it's a theme.
Which is a theme that we're
Every
swinging.
team's got to have a player out there, he beat his wife, or,
Yeah.
attacked his kid, or
I don't know.
kicked a puppy. I don't know.
The biggest thing that irritates the shit out of me is the excuse makers. The people that, like, when you see that article, that statement, and then there's that guy that, like, about the Adrian Peterson thing, I read like 50 of them, that was like, oh man, I was beat growing up all the time, I was yada yada yada, all this kind of crap. You know, I'm gonna tell a secret that my mother told me, right? She said, if your friends aren't on bridge, would you do it?
Mm-hmm.
No, obviously fucking not.
Yeah.
Freaking not.
Right.
But if you look at it, there's horrible things that happen to people every day. Just because somebody else said it happened doesn't mean you pass it on.
Yep.
Like, oh, Billy Joe got raped or something. Doesn't mean the next person is like, oh, but he got raped, so it's alright. It happens all the time.
I know.
It's like,
I think it was Sunday. I was listening to Charles Barkley on, it was probably CBS, and he was talking about, well, that's just how they do it in the South, and they always did it that way. I'm like, it doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't make it okay at all. It's like the whole. There's a lot of things like you could say. So what 50 years ago, or well over that, I'd say actually, slavery in the South was acceptable.
Yeah.
If we were to sit there and be like,
That's how we
oh,
always used to
it's
do
how
it.
they do it. It's just what goes on. It's acceptable because that's what they do in that area.
Yeah.
You know, in China they kill children because they don't want you to have more than 2 in your household.
Yeah.
Is that right? That don't make any damn sense.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, and there's tons of situations in life where it's like he did it. Like, are we 6 years old?
Yeah.
We're playing a light switch, mom's getting mad, and we're like, but sis did it? No, that's not how it works. This is human lives, man.
Yeah.
I love Adrian Peterson too. I'm a huge, like, I love AP.
Yeah, who doesn't, right?
He's phenomenal. Now when Ray Rice did it, I was just like, okay, he's a douche.
Mm-hmm.
But Adrian Peterson hitting his kid, I'm just like, okay, that's unacceptable.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I forgive and forget. I'm a Christian. I do that. I forgive. And guys, I forgive and don't forget. I forget and remember, but I forgive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
The thing is, no matter what happens in real football during the year, everyone's going to think of 2014 as the stuff that's going on, right? That's going to be what sticks around in people's mind.
yeah.
When the Seahawks win the second Super Bowl in a row, it's guaranteed.
Not if they're playing San Diego.
I was gonna say. Yeah, okay.
Not if they're
Different subject. San Diego. That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, it was hot as hell there.
They played, Seattle played well.
Yeah.
Our numbers were good. Antonio Gates had guys mobbing all over him, and yet caught everything
Well,
that...
he's a vet.
Yeah.
He's been there, done
But
that.
then
Like,
also
okay,
then
you're doing
Phillip
press
Rivers-
coverage, you're doing this, I got
Phillip
you.
Rivers was threading the eye of a needle like every throw to that guy. It was unbelievable. Those guys put on a clinic.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody could beat them in that game.
120 degree clinic.
Yeah, like they all said, that's 120 degrees on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, either person had to deal with it.
It's not like one team has an advantage. You could maybe say San Diego has an advantage because they spend more time in the heat.
But as a human condition, it still sucks to be in the heat when you're doing athletic things.
Yes, nobody wants to be able to do that.
No.
But my God, San Diego,
Yeah.
that was the game of their lives. I swear, that was.
It's true, dude.
I was surprised to see Seahawks lose because almost everybody on the planet assumed they were going to win. But
Yeah. Well, because you even read
The way
that
San
funny
Diego
thing.
played.
We read that funny statement about the throwing a chicken nugget to piranhas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing I was going to say, too, I forgot to mention about the child abuse thing, is the guy that posted the thing about Adrian Peterson and then all the comments, he said, just want to let everybody know I'm copying and pasting everything that's been said in these comments and sending them to child services. And I was just like, Shazam!
Oh,
And he's
wow.
just like, and I prefer you never talk like that again in my statements, because that's horrible. You don't say, I was beat as a child. Cool. What's your point? I didn't, just because you said that, I feel like your life sucks. Okay. Accept it. I mean, I went through a decent childhood as a human being, but nothing on the worst end and nothing on the greater end. Most of the problems I had, I built for myself.
Yeah.
But I've been punched a lot in my life, and I've never sat there and looked at my son and said, I'm gonna fucking punch you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you in the face, because I was hit in the face once.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, no, dude. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna have a conversation with those issues.
Yeah.
Violence don't solve jack.
Yep.
Unless you're on football fields and you're bigger than the guy and you're clocking him, then he's not going to do the same stuff. So I guess on the football field it's different.
Sure.
I feel like violence is necessary.
That's
I'm a Raiders fan.
That is
violence
an
is
evil
completely necessary
playing
on
field.
football.
Two big ass men that want to fight. Okay, fine. That's between you guys.
Yeah.
But when
A
it's
4-year-old
a
child.
much smaller woman or a 4-year-old child, no,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Every time I hear that, all I want to say is, I dare you to touch mine. I dare you to touch my child.
With Ray Rice is saying, yeah, she was slapping him, she was hitting him.
She was playing some fists. I watched the
She's
video.
100 pounds lighter than him.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's... The one that scares me is Greg Hardy, because he's huge. Greg Hardy's huge.
Yep.
That woman must have got knocked around a little bit.
Yeah.
But anytime I hear that, I'm just like, I wish you would hit my son, because then we'd had 2 grown men, and I would have won. If you ever hit my child, death. I don't care if you're Adrian Peterson, I own a car.
Yeah.
And I will hit you with that car.
Yep.
I will call the naval forces and blow your house up. I don't even care. I'm a U.S.-based citizen, baby. We believe in bombing things. I don't know.
It's
man.
not an actual threat.
It's not at all. I would never intend that. It's more, we do comical things on the show. I don't know if you've understood comedy before or heard it in your life, but there's a thing called sarcasm.
Yep.
Gotcha. And I want to throw in that Vincent Brown thing about the Raiders too, because the fuck. He might be amazing though. I'm not like I have to believe. I'm a Raiders fan. If there's like one extra blade of grass on the field that day, I'd be like, oh, this is it. The grass is even standing up for us right now.
It's a sign.
It's a damn sign. That's the way I am. I'm a Raiders fan. Superstition's big.
Right.
Like, I assume that you guys should be able to catch the football every once in a while. If you can achieve every once in a while, you have a spot on my team. Every once in a while.
Hey, look, I caught the ball. All right, you're
Clear
our
the
starting
game!
wide receiver.
Clear the game! I only fumbled twice last week. Oh my god!
I ran all the way from the car to the grocery store.
That's unbelievable.
I could be a starting running back in the NFL. So, in addition to grown men beating smaller people, we have grown NFL teams that can't get a win.
When you say grown men beating small people, you know what that makes you think about?
What?
Preseason week 4.
What?
That's a preseason week 4. I'm just messing with you.
We'll just cut that part.
I just had to do that guy. I just had to do it. But yeah, it was wonderful. It was good.
But yeah, so we've got teams that you would expect to be winning,
Saints.
ain't.
Yeah.
And then you got teams that last year, kind of sucked balls.
Like, even if they took a good step forward, they shouldn't be winning some of these games.
Yeah, and then bam, they're winning. So.
But the other thing is, if you look at their stats, there's no real reason why they're winning. It's not like, oh my god, the quarterback was amazing. Oh my god, the halfback was amazing. It's just like the other team was underwhelming, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's what I get from those games.
Yeah, Denver Broncos, I'm not trying to pick on Denver Broncos. They're 2-0, and they're a great team, obviously, but they're not exactly winning decisively, right? They're, kind of just hanging on.
Kind of like that Philadelphia Colts game I watched.
Mm-hmm.
That was intense.
Yeah.
I felt like Darren Sproles' game of his life. He was doing everything. He was breaking ankles.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to be sketchy. When they lost Deshaun and they picked up Darren Sproles, I was like, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
Like, Darren Sproles is the hard as hell to get your hands around.
Yeah.
And then you got LaShawn McCoy, who's hard as hell. Like, he'll break your ankles trying to, stop him and tackle him. Like, he'll, do a little juke step like LT used to do, and you're crack, dead. So every time I saw LT, run straight at somebody and then stop and stutter step and, break away like you never slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
I always just thought that guy's ankles got fucking hurt.
Yeah, I would imagine.
They had in a lot of pain. LT was like never like remarkably fast. Everybody was always like he's fast, he's fast.
Right, but he could cut like you wouldn't believe.
Just jump around. Like I mean, he just. And you're like, I don't even know what happened. I'm scared. And then you just stop. Like, is he a ghost? I don't. Just blurred at me. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And he was like, then you'd see him like do a full run and sort of be behind him. Like it always seemed like they'd get pretty close to catching up to him.
Right.
Like he was quick on his toes, but he was never like he was fast. Don't get me wrong. He just wasn't like Chris Johnson in the straightaway.
Right.
He was like could not catch him because he's bouncing around,
mm-hmm.
which was pretty good talent. It's pretty hard to do.
Yeah.
But the Saints, I don't know what's going on. They still have all the same tools they've always had.
Yeah, and looking at their scores, they're in first place for points scored. They're 1 point ahead of the Seahawks. Right? They got 58 points through 2 weeks, and they're 0-2.
Yeah.
You know, they've scored more than anybody else, and yet they haven't won.
Yeah.
It's just there's some.
Dude.
I mean,
as a Raiders fan, I know about not winning this season. So
we're only 2 weeks into the season. We're just coming up on week 3, so it's like
maybe it's just a slump because the Giants, when Justin Tuck used to play for him, as he points out, they went like 0-2 and then they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but most 0-2 teams don't go very far.
As the joke you always said is, I saw an 0-2 team in the Super Bowl. I've never seen an 0-3 team do anything. Which was it's true. But then again, the Houston Texans had that one season where they started off like, oh, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
And they were like
last year.
They were like 12 games into the 12
2-0. They were 2-0. They played the Seahawks, and the Seahawks barely won. I mean, it was almost overtime, right? It's just bam, last second. And then they sucked for the rest of the year.
And they lost like 12 games in a row, 14
and
games.
And they seem to have adjusted. They're doing pretty good this year.
I guess.
I mean, they're not top dog, but I mean, they're certainly improved, I would think.
Yeah, they're all
and maybe that's, getting rid of Matt Schaub.
They're douchebags. Douchebags.
So,
I'm not there.
other surprises.
Janice Allen's going to lose his job. Yeah.
It's official?
Well, bye week, they're going to boot him and put in Mr. Tony, president, whatever his last name is that you can pronounce, but for some reason it seems too heavy. Sparano. But I've heard a lot of bad things about him, but honestly, when you're like at the bottom, anything's an upgrade. People say that it's the players and not talent on the team.
No.
But there's so much talent on the team and they're so young.
They're not being coached properly.
They're not being, what's that word they used to say? They're not being...
Coached?
Groomed.
Groomed?
They're not being groomed properly. Like if you're young and you like go to your coach and you're looking around like, okay, who's going to be the guy I look up to? Who's going to be the guy that knows how this NFL thing works and I can flow with, right? It's like, oh, 1 year I'm going to stick around with this guy. Oh, what? Next year he's not here? What? Who did that?
Yeah.
Oh, we got 2 young guys that are good. Jared Veldheer and Lamar Houston. Oh, we don't have enough money to pay for them, but we can buy everybody else's people. We have $63 million, but we can't offer the guys who are young and good contracts just when they're old. We don't run a retirement home here, folks. But he could lose his job, and I hope he does.
So how long has he been in
2 years.
Oakland?
This is his 3rd year.
Okay,
Yeah.
This is his 3rd year.
Yes.
Okay.
He's in the middle of his 3rd year.
So I can't blame, I don't know how many years it's
12.
been most of your life that
12.
they've been
12 years.
kind of just bottom dwellers.
12 years. But they did go 8-8 under Hugh Jackson. Twice. And then he still got fired.
Yeah.
Don't get that.
Yeah.
It's better than 12 and 14.
I mean, 2 and 14. You said 12.
2 and 14. Yeah. I prefer it was 12 and 14. Don't know if that's actually...
Yeah, that would be a really long season though. 28 games?
If they played that good, I'd watch 28 games.
Oh yeah.
If they played like they do now and we were like 4 and 28, I would not watch those games.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys that, like, no matter who we're playing, I'm like, we're gonna win this game.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do it. Because I'm a real fan. I'm not like at the end of the game like, oh, we suck. I'm just at the end of the game and I'm just like, I'm hurt. Just a little. Need a therapy session.
Yeah.
I'm wounded. Vincent Brown though, what do you think about the Vincent Brown pickup?
I don't know much about it other than he's a serviceable wide receiver.
Veteran too.
He's got some good numbers, but he's got some health history. Just injuries.
But if him and James Jones can just give Derek Carr, who I am a freaking huge supporter.
Yeah.
Kid has got some tools. My favorite thing is the game never looks too big for him. He throws with authority no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like the Sherman game in preseason. Like it was preseason, but he was like throwing at him.
Yeah.
Like whatever, like you're still a cornerback, that's still my receiver.
Yep.
We all have jobs to do here.
Yep.
I don't care if I'm a rookie, I don't care if this is my first day playing football in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
I'm here to throw a football.
Yep.
This is my field.
And he's got maturity, in the way he thinks
himself.
about the game and
How he always
what he's
blames
doing.
himself for the faults.
And he doesn't make a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
Like RG3. I mean, that guy he does some dumb
Derek
things
Carr
that
also
quarterbacks
did a 41-yard rush. Like, not even touched at all in the whole rush in that last game.
Wow.
And I felt like I was watching Cheryl Pryor for a minute. But then again, he didn't get a concussion afterwards, so it couldn't have been Cheryl Pryor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't
Carr's
know.
got a future ahead of him.
He really does, and I hope it stays in Oakland. I hope he doesn't go to the end of his contract and we're like, we can bring an old version of you. We could call Carson Palmer again.
Oh, yeah, I'm assuming he's not injured anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Derek Carr's got the future. He's got the keys in his hand. They need to hand him the keys to the Mercedes. Just let him ride it out. Stop babying him where he has to throw like 10 yards. Let that dude fly.
Yeah.
Every time he goes far, he hits James Jones touchdown one-handed, like right on the dot. Right over the faded shoulder to Darius Moore in that preseason game. That was like threading the needle, like you were saying. That was, here's the end zone, and here's how much space between his foot and his body on the outside.
Yep.
He was like, I'm going to throw it right in that pocket. And just like, boop, right into his hands. I'm like, I wouldn't have guessed you knew. Like, not at all, dude. And then that big bomb Mike Rivera, I was like, I wouldn't have guessed.
Right.
If you would have came here and I had no clue who you were, I'd be like, this dude has been doing stuff his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't say he's related to David Carr.
Yeah. And if they're better coached, because a coach is going to get the best out of his players and get them into a
Dennis Allen can't even get the best of himself. Like I was mentioning to Steve before this, I said he's a pre-need. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a man, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because that's whack.
So Tony Sperano, I remember him in Miami. What was his performance like in Miami?
I don't know the exact number, but I know it was middle of the.
I would be like 500 somewhere in there.
Yeah, middle of the par, but he was apparently like an outgoing a-hole.
Which is still a whole lot better.
Yeah, apparently he was an outgoing a-hole. That's all I know. It's like people were like literally Miami fans that heard about it commented that like I wouldn't put him on my worst enemy.
Yeah, I kind of remember some of that drama.
Which is fine. I'm cool with that. If you gotta be a JA, bro, to get the job done, be a JA. I don't have to sit in that locker room with you. I don't care. All I know is I watch football on Sundays, and I don't want to feel like crap. I don't want to watch that game and be the guy that comes with an excuse afterwards, like, oh, you didn't give this guy enough chances. And it was breezier against us. We had the flu that week. Yeah, his mom died. Don't look it up because it didn't happen, but his mom died. Like that kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like he just lost his child. He wasn't there that game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't watch the game. So like, you can see the numbers and just know he wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be that guy. I've been that guy my whole damn life. And I love the Raiders. And I will never, if I have realized now that we're like at the bottom, like this could not, I don't care if people say it's going to jinx me, could not get any worse. Could fucking not.
Yeah.
12 years of crap.
You guys are in third place in the NFC
because
West.
Kansas City sucks.
AFC West.
It's like looking at me and saying I'm a better human being than Hitler. You think that makes a
I
difference?
think the only reason KC comes in fourth, I think, is because they've already lost a division game.
Yeah.
Where you haven't played a division game, so you don't have that imbalance.
It's true. It's true. Whatever it is, it's irritating.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. But
we've got a Google Plus community we started up called NFL Trash Talk that's blowing up. Got a lot of hate going around, and it's so much fun.
yeah, it is.
So I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check it out.
Yeah.
Join the community. It's really fun.
And realize that being a football fan ain't glitz and glory.
Nope.
Blood, sweat, and random things that remind you of your football team around your house. Like, I mean, it's not a
That's what we love.
That's why we love football, because it's the nitty-gritty way, the American way. That's what made football so great, is we can compare it to those people. There's struggles they face on the field and on a daily basis. We feel like we feel that in our lives.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it's just, usually the fruity ones compare themselves to Ray Rice, but that's it's just because they're more closely connected. They're in the right communities.
Yeah.